Breaking news coming in that the government is preparing to ambush the opposition on FDI. Headlines today has the inside story of the government's counterattack, because what we've learned is that the government is preparing a folder of all correspondence with opposition chief ministers on FDI. The correspondence with opposition state chief ministers will expose the BJP, left and other regional parties who are opposing FDI now. Letters will prove the government believes that it consulted all political parties on FDI, and the dossier of letters and replies will be presented at the all-party meeting. And all letters are now being retrieved from records to expose the opposition. So that is the government's ambush plan, a last resort to expose the opposition's double-speak. The government hopes that after the expose, opposition parties will have to back down and let the parliament function and also withdraw its very sharp attack on the FDI issue. We'll go across to Kartikeya Sharma, a correspondent and deputy editor who's broken this story. And Kartikeya, details of the plan has emerged, but what's the thinking behind this plan?
You see, the thinking behind this plan is that the government has decided to put in public discourse, in public space, all the documents which were exchanged between the opposition parties, various regional parties and the government. And this has primarily been done to ensure that their stands vindicated in front of people, because the allegation on the government is that they took the opposition by surprise, they took the house by surprise, they did not try to build consensus, there was no dialogue, and they took everyone by surprise by taking executive action to the cabinet. By bringing all these papers dating back from 2 months to 6 months to a year back, they will try to build a big picture whereby they would try to show that they indeed were in touch with each and every political party on each and every political issue which had to do with the FDI.
Alright, Kartikeya, stay with us. We've also got Prabhat Jha joining us, the Madhya Pradesh BJP president. And Mr. Jha, the government is claiming that it was in constant touch with the government. Alright, it seems that Mr. Jha doesn't want to take questions on this. We'll go across to Kartikeya. And Kartikeya, what are your sources within various parties saying, is this the sort of master plan that will ensure that life returns to normal in the parliament as far as other parties are concerned?
I don't think that I can say that this is a master plan, but I can definitely say this is one of an assault which is being planned by the government on the opposition. And the reason is very simple. You see, one has to also think from the perspective of the government. They are of the view that they are being unnecessarily targeted by opposition on the ground that they did not take them into confidence. What the government is trying to do is that they are going to build up their case by showcasing series of letters on Monday and saying, you see, these are the letters and these are the issues on FDI and we took you by confidence. So they are trying to delineate two issues. One, what happened in House, which was dictated by Pranab Mukherjee's speech, and secondly, the executive decision which happened because of the nature of interaction with other political parties. And that is why in my interview, Kamal Nath was categorical. He said it is one thing to debate an executive issue and another to think about what Dr. Mukherjee said. And I think that's where the government is trying to draw the line, and these papers soon will be in public domain.
Right, Kartikeya, but the question that also being asked is that will the government's double speak on FDI, is it all right if the government exposes that the opposition too is indulging on double speak in FDI, that the state chief ministers are saying yes, but the opposition in parliament is creating a situation where they're suggesting that's an anti-people decision, we weren't consulted?
I think, you see, it would be very unfair on the central government, because this policy has a caveat. And the caveat is that if you don't want FDI in your state, then it's not important for you to implement it. And there are states where international retail changes have been given permission by the state governments. So I would say that this is a holistic policy, the issue of FDI, but this is being more contested on the issue of elections rather than the economic action. You see, if election was not in the big picture, then probably the government would have said, okay, yes, we don't want it at our state, and let the central government pursue it. But the issue which the regional parties have taken up is that in principle we do not agree. So in principle you do not pass it, and in principle do not put it on us whether we want to put it through in a parliament or not.